Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's going to be a match between Flash and Beast here on Neo Sylphid. This replay was sent to me by RJB from RJB StarCraft or RJB TV. You can find him if you just search RJB StarCraft in your YouTube search bar. He does fastest map ever replays from really excellent players, including Flash himself. You ever see one of Flash play fastest map? RJB, that's where you need to go. Alright, so top side of the map here, Neo Sylphid, we have a, I don't know, bluish, grayish, something Terran player Flash, and on the left side it is a red Zerg player, it is Beast. So two Koreans going at it here today from November 2019. It's a recent replay. Basically what happened was RJB was able to get a large replay pack out of Beast. And Beast had, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of replays in there. He's been really practicing hard for a long time now. And just RJB's been going through and finding the best ones. And basically, this is one of them that he sent me. So very excited to cast this thing. I was hoping I'd maybe catch Flash off racing or something. But no, he's Terran today. So you Terrans in the world be very happy. In other housekeeping news, I reached a goal on patreon.com/FalconPaladin recently. And as a result, I am doing a Brood War tournament, a StarCraft 2 tournament, and a Brood War tournament. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's totally going to be worth it. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, who has subscribed to me on Patreon. I really appreciate the love and support you've shown me over the years. It means a lot. As the 12 hatch comes up here from the Zerg player Beast, and just the racks in at home for Flash. So, if you want to sign up for this tournament, it is a $200 prize pool that I put up myself. So if you want to, wow, look at that white hatchery. What is, it's like blinding. What's going on? I put it up myself. If you want to join, there's a link in the description. Anybody can join. It's open to all play levels. No matter who you are, you can show up, you can compete. I will cast a lot of the games, is how this is going to work. It will be played on the current ladder map pool for Brood War. So if you have questions, that answers that. And any other questions, let me know in the comments here. I'll be glad to respond to them. Okay. And then the final bit of housekeeping. These morphing buildings are blindingly white. I don't know if I've ever seen this. What is going on? Like, the buildings look normal afterwards. Drone in for the scout, but the wall is real. Quick plug for my buddy Clark. He's at twitch.tv/Clark1010. He's been playing things like Ghost of Tsushima recently. He's a really cool dude. He's a frequent watcher of mine out on Twitch, and he earned a shout out. So that's it. Check him out, Clark1010, out on twitch.tv. I'll put a link in the description here, right underneath the Brood War sign-up sheet, or maybe above the Brood War sign-up link. I don't know. We'll see how many people join this thing. But either way, let's go ahead and talk about the game right now. Happy Thursday to you. Hope you're safe and healthy and well. And I know there's news of hurricanes in the southern parts of the United States and a lot of turmoil in other places in the world. And I just hope you're staying safe, and I hope that this StarCraft can bring you some happiness and maybe some distractions from everything that might be going on. There's your factory from Flash. Nothing crazy in this game at all, really. It's the 2 base in it. It's the single gas. It's the quick lair, which we've just come to know and love in ZBT for these many years. Really quite incredible. Expansion on the way from Flash. And what's he going to do? Vulture, obviously. And then I would guess he goes for Vulture speed. Spider Mines early are pretty good too, though. It really kind of comes down to individual preference, but he doesn't have a machine shop yet. He's just making 2 vultures. He's like, all right, man, you know what's really good? Slow vultures. And I mean, I kind of want to disagree with you, but anyway. Oh, no speed here from Beast. He's skipping speed? Oh, my. Yeah, that's definitely why he's throwing up a sunken colony at his front door here. Is that his... That cannot be. Why would his spire be at the front like this? It's kind of vulnerable, but I guess it's protected by the sunken. Fair enough, I guess. So the vultures are, like, I mean, they can't do anything. There is no machine shop. They can't be fast. They can't throw down spider mines. It's cool, I guess. Oh, another happy news. My oldest boy challenged me to a game of StarCraft the other day. So I introduced him to it back when Cartooned came out. He saw me casting some Cartooned, and he was like, what's that? He was really interested. He's younger. Cartoons appeal to him more than regular StarCraft does. I get it. And so he played through a bunch of the campaign missions and learned Zerg and learned Terran and Protoss, and he decided he wanted to challenge me and beat me the other day. So we played, and I stomped him, but taught him a lot of good things, and we played a few more games, and he learned more, and I think he decided that he's going to main Protoss. So I'm going to keep that going, and maybe one of these days I'll cast one of the games that we play together if I feel like it's entertaining enough. Charon Booster's coming in real fast. He's planning on dealing with these mutas with, for some reason, Goliaths, which the Goliaths do half damage to mutas, but it's anti-air nevertheless. Half damage is still damage. We've seen people do this and get away with it, and it's Flash. So who am I to question what he's capable of, you know? No one is who. I am nobody. And then my daughter, my youngest child, actually wanted to play StarCraft cartoons today as well. Saw my oldest playing, and now she's into it. So, I don't know. It's been not very much of a StarCraft family recently, but I didn't want to push them. I didn't want to be the kind of dad that's like, I'm going to tell you what you're going to like. And so, as a result, I haven't really encouraged them a lot to play. But they kind of have come around to it on their own. I think that's kind of how it works sometimes. Anyway, Mutalisks are out. Goliaths are here. Charon Boosters is just about done. Flash is up 33 to 23 workers and up about 10 supply, which is normal at this stage of the game. We're pretty even. Although a third base would be fairly nice. There we go. So the Mutalisks scout the third base location before the drone shows up. It's clear. We're reporting good, sir. Everything's fine. Now mutas can go on their harassment mission, but there are turrets in wonderful places, just really covering that mineral line. Covering this area, covering that area. They're just placed perfectly because it's Flash. So the mutas are going to try to get some stuff done. Do they look like blown out to you as well? What is going on with my colors today? I don't know, but the mutas, again, just taking a lot of hits. Again, half damage is still damage, and if you're not doing anything to kill the Goliaths, well, they're going to win that fight. So the mutas, you know, sniping a few SCVs here and there, not doing too shabbily. I would say 5 or 6 SCVs went down. The mutas are looking fairly injured. Gotta argue. Going for Flyer Carapace too. And actually taking the time to take down one of the Goliaths. Just trying to thin out this number a little bit. Oh, this reminds me of that game between Advokat and Jaedong, where Advokat, the Russian Terran player, just went Goliaths against Jaedong. And I was like, what are these shenanigans? But it turned out to be a much better game than I expected. So if you haven't seen that one, let me know. I can put a link to it in the comments to respond to your question. Again, I read every comment anybody ever makes on any of my videos at any point in time, okay? I'm obsessive about this. It's easy to do as well. The YouTube Studio allows you to look at your comments as they come in real time, and I don't have enough subscribers or enough comments where that's impossible. I've seen channels, right? I've seen channels with millions of subscribers and millions of views where you can't possibly read every comment that comes in, let alone respond to every comment. That just sounds like a nightmare. But I do what I can. I read everyone and I respond to ones that I want to. Probably toss you a heart as well if I feel like doing the same thing. Anyway, this is a naked third base. I was gonna say it's pretty well undefended, but this isn't bio, right? If these Goliaths are gonna march across the map, they're gonna be pretty slow. The vultures are more of a problem. But the mutas are protecting against those pretty well. 2 sunkens. Oh, never mind. 1 sunken and a macro hatch. I was going to say, maybe not much of a deterrent from vultures, but that's totally fine. So yeah, Flash doing flashy things. He's got a second armory up. Again, right into mech. I don't know that he even made a single marine in this game. I don't think he needed to either because Beast went for that hatch first play. So there's no need to have a bunker up or defensive anything. He just went right into factory, right into vulture production. Hasn't really stopped since. The vulture count is looking okay. A couple of them have died, just trying to poke into the natural base here, but otherwise I think they're okay. Yeah, oh, the run by. Okay, so the drone's blocking. All right, so they're willing to die to make sure these vultures get out of here. Dude, queens. Okay, maybe that did not work out for those dudes at all. Wow, it's 27 drones. No, that was a poor choice. No, Beast. He didn't have enough DPS to kill those vultures in time. I mean, if you had a few Hydras here, maybe a couple Lings, sure, you allow the drones to kind of stop them and hold them in place while they die, but they did not die until every drone in that natural base was dead. It's 52 to 31 workers. I mean, Flash is just killing it here. And here come the Goliaths. It's 93 to 78 supply. There's about 2 minutes where ideally the Zerg player is able to come up and be ahead in supply, but I don't see it happening. With that worker death, that worker massacre, I just don't know if there's a path for him to come back in this thing. I mean, Flash may be old, and Flash may have wrist problems, but by golly, Flash is still terrifying. And still somebody to be reckoned with on every level. You cannot sleep on this dude. He's playing so well. He's up 99 to 84 total supply. Again, there's a venue. There is a venue here for Beast to come out ahead. But it's going to be rough. I do like that he has queens, and he seems to be taking care of them. He's hiding them back here. I'm pretty sure that Flash knew this was happening. See, look, this. Hydras and Sunkens. Now, with the drones fighting, that helps. See, that works out. 2 Sunkens and Hydralisks. Done. I think he's just going Hydra. He's going Hydralisk, Mutalisk, Queen. Which seems like an interesting concept. We'll have to see if that works out in the end. The Mutals are just trying to find what damage they can, but... Mutalisk goes down. The Goliath count is kind of insane. But Hydras, you know what? Hydras trade really well against Goliaths. If you don't have tanks, actually, Hydras in general do very well. It's just tanks destroy them. And if there are no tanks, which I think is what Beast is kind of realizing here, Hydras are a good way to go. Siege mode is coming in, and tanks are in production. But they're not here yet. They're not sieged up. They're not defending well. And if the Hydras, with decent upgrades, +1 attack, plus they have range, plus they have speed against +1 attack Goliaths. I mean, Goliath DPS is kind of insane. It's better than Marine DPS. But... I don't know. They don't trade very well versus Hydralisks in general, I gotta say. Unless they have, again, significantly better upgrades, which they're working on. They're working on that 1-1 here. Meanwhile, the Queens are just... Hello, Queens. Y'all have 150... Okay. So this is going to be a mass spawn Broodling, would be my guess. He's going to be like, alright, whatever tanks you have, I'm going to show up with spawn Broodling and wipe them out. That is a good number of Hydras. That high ground is a little scary, but look at Beast using his Mutalisks very well. Okay, so the Queens are like, what do we need to do here other than fly over? Okay, so spawn Broodling. All right, and a bunch of those Goliaths. There's still a tank in there firing away. There is a tank underneath the science facility. Spawn Broodling on a couple of the tanks trying to come to join the party right now. This is a tough scenario right now for Flash. These Hydras are mean. Although the SCV is pretty decent fighters if you give them the opportunity. Spider Mine. Oh, friendly Spider Mine would have been so brutal in that situation. And actually, reinforcements coming in, and the third base is toast. That was a very, very well executed game from Beast. He was able... Wow, that command center is gonna be on fire. I don't know if it's actually... Oh my gosh, he infested the command center. Ah! This game has infested command center in it. Oh my gosh. Do we want to, like, screenshot this? Like, Goliath just firing away at it? Okay, that's hilarious. Alright, so Flash is still up 97 to 78 total supply, but losing the third base while Beast is getting a fourth base is bad news bears. This tank count continues to get whittled down with spawn Broodling all over the place. Parasite getting thrown down on a science vessel. Also Parasite on a tank. And the infested command center is actually healing because it turns into a Zerg building. And so its HP is coming back. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, we've had infested Terran or infested command centers before, but I don't think we've ever actually witnessed it heal itself like this. Because normally, you know, you're in the red as a command center, you die. It's on fire, but somehow being turned into an infested command center means it now has regenerative properties, which is very strange. But anyway, this is a good game. This is really fantastic stuff. I did not expect Beast to put up this much of a fight. I don't know that he's going to win, but he really had a good engagement, wiping out that third base of Flashes and knocking it back to 2. I mean, there's a lot of resources still left here. I don't know. I'm going to mine out of the main base fairly soon. The Natural's about in the same boat. So is this a contained play? Oh, gosh, but no! You need to bring Overlords! Oh, another attempted command center. Third base for Flash. No. And another infested command center! Holy cannoli! This is fun. Dude, I love infested command centers. Land and make infested Terrans. It turns out they're not good units, but they're really interesting, and they're rare, and people want to see them. I don't know. I mean, this fact that it's floating up this way does not give me much hope that we're going to see infested Terrans, but it's all good. The Hydras are working on they got their +2 attack. They're not working on any further upgrades, but transporting's coming in. So Beast recognizes the importance. Beast recognizes the importance of dropping on a Terran player when they have a billion tanks. Approaching them over the ground is suicide pretty much every time, especially if they have +2 and they're working on +3. If you have Hydras, it's not going to work unless you drop, right? Look at him. Look at this timing. Transport is almost done. He's like, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, the Queens need to get out. The Queens are getting crushed by these Goliaths. The Hydras have to escort a little bit here. This Queen's like, I might die soon. Let's spawn Ruling a tank. None other Queens in this vicinity have it. So third base is relanded. You've seen that already, but again, we're 4-basing it pretty happily right now. The drops. The drops are going to be key. They're going to be make or break for Beast. Can he get on top of these tanks, drop on top of them, and kill them? So many tanks. It's so smart, though. Like, the tech switch into a bajillion tanks when your opponent just has nothing but Hydralisks and Queens, though. So big old drop coming in, trying to drop on top of these tanks. Defensive Matrix is up. Hydra's on the other side, trying to just straight up engage with the siege-moded tanks here. It's not working. Look at all the dead Hydra corpses. It's 118 to 58 supply. That was just suicide. Flash just had too many tanks in siege mode with +3 attack. Even if you dropped the Hydras in this area, attacking over the ground over here was not going to work at all. And we're just making more Hydras, man. I mean, he still has the drop. It's not like he lost that upgrade. He still has the drop available. It's still infested up there. Oh, that's so good. All right, so Flash establishing himself a 4th base. Hydras can't get there. The tank, again, this is what Flash does better than any Terran, is the tank coverage. He will cover every avenue of attack he possibly could need to in order to establish this base. And now it's 35 workers for Beast, and he's just trying to do this like 3.5 base Hydra play, and fare thee well, infested command center. Still explodes despite the fact that it's a Zerg building. I don't know how this works sometimes. Alright, man. This feels like a last gasp out of Beast for me. He's got his Hydras. He's got a Queen. Is that the only Queen left? They were in that last battle, and they just... Look at that. Blah, blah, blah. He was... I mean, that Queen is absorbing shots. This is just too much! I mean, it's the right idea, but with the Goliaths just picking the Overlords out of the sky and the Hydras... And that's your GG. Capital G, capital G. And Flash is your winner here in 18 minutes and 9 seconds. That was good. I'm good. God, that was amazing. That is Flash, man. That is Flash in a nutshell. I'm sure some of you people in the early parts of the game were like, this isn't Flash. Flash wouldn't lose his 3rd base. You know what? He did, and then he looked unstoppable. After losing that 3rd, he was like, all right, it's time for the Rocky montage music. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun. And he just made 100 tanks and was like, if you want to make Hydras, great. You want to drop on top of me? Sure, you can try. I'm going to have turrets and Goliaths everywhere and tanks. The second your Hydralisks hit the ground, they will be obliterated. Because, again, the upgrades are just not... +2/+1 is not really comparable to +2/+3, especially when tanks are involved. If these are 3/3 Hydras and these are like 1/2 tanks or something, sure. Maybe that was possible, but no. Too much over-the-ground shenanigans. And it really was lost here. In this engagement where he decided to try to kill... That's the thing. You don't need to kill the natural base of Flash. It's a meching Terran. The principles apply in Brood War and in StarCraft 2, alright? If a Terran player has 1 million tanks in your Zerg, don't even bother attacking directly into his 2 base, okay? If you want to kill his 3rd, go for that. You want to make sure he doesn't get a 4th? Yes, by all means. Expand yourself. Starve out the Terran player every time he tries to move out with tanks. and establish a base. Be there already. Catches unsieged tanks. Wipe them out. But don't attack into siege tanks under any circumstances whatsoever. I still feel like if he'd come with all those hydras and just ignored this area and come around this bottom side, just dropped up here. I'm not sure if all these turrets were there during that attack, but maybe they were. Maybe that's why. But yeah, at the end of the day, trying to kill the third base is much different from trying to attack into a natural base where tanks are coming out of the factories time and time again and causing major problems. So Beast had some right ideas, just I want to say made some mistakes, which when you're playing against Flash, it's intimidating is what it is. Oh, good fun game though. I gotta say, hit that like button if you enjoyed that one. I had a lot of fun with it. End of the day, 128,000 points for Flash, 96,000 points for Beast. We got about the same number of units produced, but way more of them died for the Zerg player, which again, if you're going mass Hydra, that's just generally how it's going to work. And then resources, despite the fact that technically Beast was on 4 bases, he got out gas mined, outspent, and out mineral mined by Flash. And part of that was the Vulture attack at the natural base that Beast didn't deal with correctly. Ended up losing, I think, all of the drones. All of the drones at that base. Anyway. Oh. Incredible. All right. Well, you know what? That's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and Flash being Flash. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.